Yo guys, welcome back to another video. I know this video is kind of scuffed, the lighting is off, everything around doesn't look great. I'm aware. I'm still unsure of what exactly to do with the channel at this point. But that being said, I did get a super sick comic haul for Christmas. Of course, I'm living in Hawaii now, so everything takes an extra couple of weeks to get over here when ordered. So as of just a couple of days ago, mostly everything is here. I'm only waiting on one more comic that's supposed to come here tomorrow. It's actually supposed to be here earlier today, but now it's saying it's expected for tomorrow, so who knows. But I have work, so, and I'm off right now, so, you know, it is what it is. I figured I would show off what I got. I'll talk about it, the thing that's coming. But yeah, I got some awesome stuff. Most of it came from Amazon, just because I had gift cards from a bunch of family. Also, I was sent some things from specific family members. So yeah, it's pretty sick. And there is a good amount here. So yeah, stay tuned, y'all. Stay strapped. What? That is not what I had meant. Strap in. That's what I meant. We've got an awesome video today, so yeah, strap in and let's get started. All right, let me put my tea to the side there. Y'all, off topic, but I started making tea. My mom bought a milk steamer. Yo, I be making London Fog. Man, that stuff is so good. Get some chai tea, or not chai tea, sorry, Earl Grey, with some steamed milk. That'll do you right. London Fog is straight gas. I've been drinking it so much lately. Anyway, let's get in. Oh, first thing, a little off topic, because I don't really talk about it here on this channel. But one thing I did get, and I've been into, is Warhammer. I've got this awesome Dark Angels Space Marine McFarlane figure. I do have that here, so yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. I don't really talk about Warhammer on this channel. That's more of a thing I talk about on my other channel, just because I'm mostly into the books. This is a super rambly video. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'll show off the first thing that I got, and that is the paperback for Batman Hush. Now, of course, here soon, or maybe it came out this week. I don't actually remember. I think maybe it's next month or something. We have Hush 2 coming out, which I probably won't pick up. I know that's kind of a travesty to say, because that's a huge release, but I haven't read the first one yet, and yeah, I mean, maybe if I see it, I'll pick it up, but I just doubt that I will. It's all good though. Very excited to read this at some point. Of course, I have a bunch of trades and comics I still need to get to, which you guys will see. I do have a lot here, and I am going to be slowing down on buying trades here. I do have some stuff, but yeah, I'm slowing down a little bit, so hopefully I'll get to this actually sooner than later. I don't want my hobby with comics to fall into the same thing that it did with manga, and that is to me just buy a bunch of stuff all the time and never actually get to it. I want to be able to read the stuff that I get, so I am slowing down a bit. And Batman Hush is one of those things I want to get to, just because in and of itself it is a iconic story, but I'm also very interested in the character of Red Hood. So the Hush storyline does play an important role in the Red Hood story, which you guys will see momentarily. I did get something else that falls into that category. So first thing is the paperback for Batman Hush. Super duper sick. The next thing, I guess it's a couple of things. is a series that I'm really interested in. I don't know if I showed it off before in a video, but I did recently find this trade of Preacher at a local used bookstore, and yeah, it was only like, I guess it was like a few dollars off. I think it was like 12, 15 bucks, something like that. It's normally 20, and I'm really into Preacher. I like Preacher a lot. I watched the show. I actually haven't read the comics yet, but I did watch the show. Originally, I was gonna get the Omnibus 1 and 2, but specifically number 1 for Christmas. But I decided against it just because it is pretty expensive. And it would have been cheaper for me to just get the trades, and then I found this first trade for cheap. So that pretty much kickstarted me into like, well, I'll just get the trades. So that's what I did. I got number 1 that I found, and then I did get trades number 2 and 3 for Christmas that came in. I know the lighting is pretty freaking bad, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, Preacher is super sick. It's very strange, and it's very dark and pretty blasphemous. That's kind of the whole point of it. But I might do a video on that topic at some point once I actually read the comics and talk about the show and the comic. I might not. I don't know. It's something I had thought about, but I really enjoyed Preacher, at least the show. I thought it was really fun, action-packed, it was gory, but what I was really there for was the characters. It has a very strong cast of characters, if anything, so I really enjoyed that about it, for the most part. Like, that was why I was there. Now, I guess I'll briefly talk about the thing that was actually supposed to be here, before I forget. It was a hardcover copy of Wonder Woman Dead Earth by Daniel Warren Johnson. Based on what I've heard, Daniel Warren Johnson is an amazing comic creator, both artist and writer. He does both. And on Dead Earth, I'm not exactly sure if he does the writing and the art, or the interiors, I mean, or if he does both on this. I'm unsure, but the hardcover was on sale on Amazon, so I ordered it, and it looks super cool. The synopsis is super cool. So, yeah, hopefully that comes in here very soon. Again, it was supposed to be here today. It wasn't here. Now it's saying tomorrow, so who knows. But yeah, that was the thing that was supposed to be here. Alright, so I guess I'll stick to this way, talking about the DC stuff first. That being said, to go along with the Hush, I did get this hardcover of Batman Under the Red Hood, this deluxe edition. I was originally gonna get the trade just because when it comes to comics and the hardcovers and stuff, unless, you know, I don't always care to get the hardcovers. A lot of times I prefer the trades, just because there's no really big financial incentive to get the hardcovers or omnibuses or whatnot. Sometimes it's cheaper, but a lot of times it really isn't. And especially if the trades themselves are on sale, it can end up being vastly cheaper, so I opt to get those. Also, they're easier to read, of course. But I was originally going to get the paperback of Under the Red Hood, but it went temporarily out of stock. So, and I was like, okay, well, I still want to get this story. And then the hardcover ended up also being on sale. So it was really only like a few dollars, maybe $10 more than the paperback would have been. So I said whatever, and just picked up the hardcover deluxe edition. So you can clearly see Red Hood on there, and this goes through like the Red Hood origin story once Jason Todd like reawakens or whatever, takes place after Hush. I'm not exactly sure of like the exact, you know, issues that it happens and like how much time is in between. But I'm trying to get some important Batman stories, but also one of the main things, like I said earlier, is that I want to explore the character of Red Hood and Jason Todd. So I definitely do need to still get Death of the Family, or Death in the Family, I think it is. Of course, the inciting incident, if you will. So that's another big one that I still need to get. But yeah, this is a big piece of that. So again, it goes with the Hush, kind of, sort of. So I'm very excited to check this story out too, because this is the first story that largely showcases Red Hood. So let's move on into Marvel, because we are through with the DC stuff. That's another thing though, is largely I read and collect Marvel comics, just because those are the characters and stories that stick out to me most. They just so happen to come from Marvel. I don't really actually think I like Marvel more than DC or vice versa. It just so happens that there's more stories and characters that I like. So, not like the franchise itself. But anywho, I'm slowly trying to get more DC stuff that happens to appeal to me. What I am noticing with DC though is a lot of the stuff that appeals to me is not main continuity. It's some of the Black Label stuff, or stuff from Vertigo, or even Elseworlds stuff, so like Dark Knights of Steel, stuff like that is largely the stuff that appeals to me from DC, which I find kind of interesting. It's a little hard for me personally to get into a lot of that main continuity DC stuff, as opposed to Marvel, where a lot of the main continuity stuff appeals to me. So that's just a little tidbit, I guess, that is somewhat interesting. That being said, moving on to Marvel, I do have a big boy here. This was actually sent to me, well, I say sent to me, but is probably the biggest thing here. It was given to me by my mom and dad for Christmas. This is like the main thing I asked for Christmas, and they ended up getting it for me. And this came a little late, but it's all good. I have it now, and I actually plan on reading this here very soon. One of the next comics I do want to read, I'm in the middle of reading a Warhammer novel at the moment, but as soon as I finish that, I think I am going to dabble in this, and I won't, beat around the bush too much. I did get the omnibus for New X-Men by Grant Morrison. I don't know, I was debating on doing a video series talking about my journey reading through X-Men, because I love the X-Men. They're pretty sick. That's just something I latched onto when I was getting into comics, was the X-Men and Wolverine. Why Wolverine is my favorite superhero. Just really latched onto it. And I tried going back and reading some of the earlier stuff, the Claremont run, and I just could not get into the Claremont stuff. I just kept trying to read from that second Genesis Epic collection that I have. Couldn't do it. I kind of gave up like halfway through or something like that, after the whole thing where Jean Grey temporarily dies, or like when she first unlocks the Phoenix stuff. That's sort of where I tapped out a little bit after that, and there was like the stuff with Eric the Red or something like that, and Magneto comes back. I don't know, the way that it was written is just very uninteresting to me and kind of boring. And everybody loves the Claremont stuff, like diehard X-Men fans. But honestly, I just can't care. Like, it was just very uninteresting, is what I'm trying to get to. And I probably will go back and read the Dark Phoenix saga at some point. I know that I do want to check out Fatal Attractions, Fatal Attractions I might want to check out, but I meant God Loves, Man Kills, which I was actually going to get the Epic Collection for, but because of my more poorer experience with the Claremont stuff, I did decide against, but that's one of the main ones I do want to check out. All that being said, a roundabout way of saying that the next big section that I did want to read after the Claremont stuff is from Grant Morrison's New X-Men, which I'm hoping that more modern take will be a little bit easier to read, and overall be more interesting and engaging. And I've heard it's one of the best X-Men stories ever, and I've heard that from various people, so I'm hoping it stands true. And, you know, just looking at the cover here and the suits and stuff, it reminds me a lot of the movies from the early 2000s, which is what I grew up on. So it's just reminiscent of that, which I'm sure they drew from. And yeah, just I was flipping through it some here and there, like when I opened it and was like de-stressing the spine or whatever, as you're supposed to do with omnibuses. I was just looking at the art and stuff, and it already looks more interesting and engaging, and something that I would really like more than the Claremont stuff did. So I'm very excited to actually get into X-Men for real this time, and actually enjoy what I'm reading. So I did get the new X-Men omnibus. Very excited. The next thing from Marvel also is another X-Men, and that is the Epic Collection for Astonishing X-Men. So this is like the next stepping stone, I guess, the next checkpoint in my X-Men reading order that I'm following, that I pieced together with the help of a friend, Alex Frigger. Shout out to the homie. He's a big X-Men guy, and he helped me out a lot piecing together a reading order. I'm still figuring out some of it, kinda, because I don't really know what I'm doing once you get to like the Krakoa era stuff, and it gets a little messy. But what I do know to do is read Astonishing X-Men after New X-Men. So I do have this first Epic Collection, and I will say, it is a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be. It only has 12 issues, which I don't know. I don't remember how many the other Epic Collections have, but they're definitely thicker. And I know this isn't the longest run either. It's only the 24 issues, so it does make sense that they broke it up like that. It's just pretty stark against the few Claremont ones that I do have, but yeah, interested in checking this out for sure. And lastly, moving into the indie section, we have something that was sent to me by the lovely Kayla, my girlfriend. I had mentioned that I'd wanted this, and she was like, well, do you want it? And then she ordered it for me, so that was pretty sick. And that is No One. I heard about this kind of randomly, I'm gonna be honest. It's an Image comic by, what is the author? So yeah, I can't find the author name. It says Higgins on the front, but I don't know the first name, so yeah, sorry about that, but you can definitely look it up. But it's like a dystopian looking vigilante story about basically him taking out people that are corrupt, and you don't know who he is the entire time. That's sort of what I gathered. Just killing bad guys, corruption, and like the police are after him, trying to figure out who it is, and like nobody knows, but he sure looks badass doing it. So yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting. I don't know a whole ton about it. I will show you this little piece of art though. That is super tight. So yeah, if you guys are interested, definitely check this out. I'll probably do a review on it once I do read it, just because I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about it, and maybe I'm just ignorant, which is most likely the case because I'm newer to comics. I don't really know, but yeah, no, it looks super sick. So I am interested in checking that one out. And lastly, one more comic here is possibly one of the most important things in this haul is the Terrifying Tales of Vivian Vance by Josh Ulrich. And the cool thing about this is that I'm friends with the author. I remember when him and I worked together. He used to be my coworker. Him and I talked about his comics, and like he's on Webtoon and stuff. He's a really awesome dude. Yeah, him and I would work together, and he ended up becoming one of my bosses, one of my managers. But yeah, he's just a great dude. And before I moved away and all that, I remember him telling me that he was actually getting published, and I was like, whoa, dude, that's super sick. And sadly at the time, because of moving and all that, I didn't really have an address to pre-order anything. So I didn't get it exactly when it came out. It came out back in October of 24, I believe, or September. I think it was October though. But I got it now. Yeah, by Josh Ulrich. Basically, from the synopsis, this is a sort of YA story, which typically I'm not a big fan of. But the subject matter is pretty sick. It sort of sounds like something akin to Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion IV. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're into comics, you're probably familiar. It's a huge series over at Boom Studios. That's sort of the vibe that I kind of get. I've yet to read it because I just got it a couple days ago. But I 100% plan on reading this and reviewing it for the homie and all that, and I highly recommend you guys go check it out. If I remember, I will leave a link in the description for you guys to go purchase this and support my friend because it's super sick that he is both writing and illustrating this, and full-length comic here that he got published. So I'm really proud of my friend, and I think you guys should go check this out, especially if you have some younger readers in the house, or know some, like if you got nieces or nephews, or your friends' kids or something like that. I definitely think it'd be an awesome gift, and you should recommend it to him or gift it to him or something like that. But yeah, go check out his comic because I just think that him chasing his dreams and publishing his own work is like the coolest thing. Anyways, guys, that's gonna about do it for today's video. Just wanted to show you guys some of the cool stuff I did end up getting for Christmas. I know this was kind of a rambly video. Yeah, and I've been kind of slacking with videos lately. I'm not exactly sure what to do with the channel, like I said. Still figuring things out. Still, things are slowing down, thankfully, after the holidays. I'm getting less busy with work. Still, work several days a week. Still have things going on, so still trying to figure out when to make time to do content and what kind of content to make with the space that I'm given, because I don't have a desk anymore, stuff like that. It's a limited space, so yeah, still figuring things out, y'all. Bear with me. Hopefully I figure it out and don't disappear again, because that would suck. So yeah, anyway, that got off topic. I apologize. That's about it. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, whenever that may be. Yeah. Signing out. Peace.